I'm gonna do it. You're gonna try to rap.
I can try to rap? Okay.
Okay. Freestyle.
I got nothing.
Freestyle.
I'm a failure. I will never be on Hamilton.
Available on iTunes.
Oh my gosh.
Hello. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
It's been since we last recorded. We've only missed 1 week.
Because we've actually been updating every week.
Yeah.
Well, we had a nice surplus going for a long time, and then we just used it all up.
Yep. And now we're back. How's everyone? When I watch content online, people like fear dating their content, like, saying like, oh, it's this date, or like, this current event happened, because it'll give like a specific date to whatever they recorded, whether or not they're broadcasting or uploading it on that date. But like I feel like with these podcasts that I'm involved in, with us and with the Two Lame Ducks, follow us on wherever you follow people. But don't stalk us.
But follow.
Or stalk us, whatever.
Sure. And put that little oomph into our lives. So about my stalker.
That little fear when I walk down the street. I miss it.
I don't. It's always there, Allen.
True. Life as a woman.
Yeah.
But, what was I saying?
About dating stuff.
Oh, yeah. So, like, with these podcasts, I feel like because we, I don't really know what I'm doing. Do you feel like you know what you're doing?
Not ever.
Exactly.
Not even in respect to the podcast. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just in everyday life. If you add us with your life advice for Lixia. Both of us will appreciate it for sure. But again, with these podcasts, like, because we're like, started from like nothing and didn't like have like a format and like, let me explain the story.
Okay. Go ahead.
And it's important to me for you guys to kind of like see the process and like, this is what it takes. This is what happens. Because like, I didn't get that from, I kind of got it from other podcasts, but like for the most part, people like to hide, like the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
But I like to show like
polish it and make it look really nice, but we're just kind of like, well, we're gonna figure it out eventually.
Exactly. We figured it out as we go, and you guys get to grow with us too. So thank you so much.
I know, guys. We have learned a lot about making podcasts in this past.
Fact.
How long have we been doing this? 2 months?
I think so. I think this might be episode 7 or 8.
Wow.
Considering that we skipped a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's been like 2 months and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we've definitely learned a lot. Like, sometimes you will lose an entire episode. You just record it.
And it was so good, too.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That was such a good episode. Best. I'm glad that we kind of got to rehash it.
Yeah.
It at least made up for losing that.
I think, like, at some point, we'll probably be able to go back and have an equally good conversation about this.
For sure. And these conversations never stop. Y'all know the show. This show is us. Exactly. We never stop.
And, we're always growing. We're always learning stuff. And we're always changing perspectives.
Actually.
So, it never gets old.
Yeah.
TBH.
We'll never get old.
We won't. We are the Peter Pans of this world.
I want to be Tinkerbell.
Yeah. Yeah, she had all that pettiness going on. I feel her.
Oh, I thought you were saying that about me. I'm like,
I am.
Oh, cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You are Tinkerbell.
I'm Tinkerbell as fuck.
Oh my god. I'm the crocodile.
Well, did the crocodile have a name?
I don't recall.
I just remember Captain Hook being so scared of it.
Yeah.
And in Spanish was el bacalao.
El bacalao. That's what they called Hook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was what they called him. Yeah.
Then what did he call the crocodile?
I don't think he ever had a name. TikTok?
Really?
I have no idea. Movie-wise.
Whoa.
Or book-wise, actually.
Oh, right. It was a book.
Yeah. I read it like once and in Spanish for some weird reason.
I don't think I ever read
I have it, actually, in Spanish.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll lend it to you whenever you want.
Please.
But yeah. Anyways.
What were we talking?
About our experiences making podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah, we've definitely had some good experiences, some puzzling experiences. I think there's still definitely like way more to learn.
For sure. You know like how to get soundproof space.
Which we still have not figured out, guys.
C'est la vie.
Yeah.
La vie.
You know what? I think it would be fun to watch out for this. I think it's like an annual thing. They do like what are they called? Podcons, I think. Ooh. So basically, like like I forgot the word for it. Like conferences or something.
Cons, yeah.
Cons.
Yeah.
About podcasts, like so, like a lot of different podcasts get together and just like have like a whole, like, cool thing about it. Yeah. And I learned about it while I was listening to another podcast called Harry Potter and the Sacred Text.
Right.
And which is great, guys. If you guys are like super into like English and analyzing literature, you'll love that. And yeah, that's where I heard about it. I think it was in Seattle. I thought that would be such a fun thing to do.
Oh my God!
Can
you imagine?
We should totally watch out for it and go to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Seattle.
Let's go back to Seattle.
Seattle was one of my favorite vacations ever.
It was great.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was the first time that we really like traveled far away together.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, you're right. It was such a good experience. My brother was telling me about it the other day. He's like, I want to go back to Seattle. I really liked it.
I miss it.
Yeah. It was a great experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt from that experience, what I really appreciated was what I learned about myself. As there was that one day in which you weren't around. I think the last day that you actually had to meet up with. You went to meet up with a friend.
Right.
So it was
with my cousin.
With your cousin. Yeah. The last day that we were like gonna catch the plane.
Oh, yeah.
The day with your cousin, we didn't really leave.
That's right.
So we basically came to this agreement that you would go see your friend and my brother and I would just be on our own until we met at the airport, right?
Right. And we had our suitcases and...
Yeah. And I was just, I feel like a part of me was like super apprehensive about being like alone because you're so good at knowing where the hell you're standing. But actually I was able to make it pretty well on my own, like... You
did?
Yeah.
You made it all the way there?
Yeah, because... Yeah, my brother was occasionally helpful, but he's kind of like clueless sometimes too. He's good at orienting himself though, so if I would have really needed help, he would have like showed up and helped me out. But yeah, it made me feel like, this is something I can totally do on my own. Like, I am smart, I can figure stuff out.
Hell
it may not come like super natural to me, but if I put in the effort, I can totally like travel on my own and be perfectly fine. And it felt very empowering. So I think Seattle has been like one of like the best trips I've had.
Yeah.
Where I've learned a good deal about myself, I think.
Yeah.
And felt good about myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I think just the experience of traveling with friends, because I'm used to traveling with like family, and I feel like we either... Like, in family, like, I feel like there's already, like, an established natural order.
And you shouldn't, like, deviate from that.
Yeah, and you kind of just, like, follow it, like, at all costs.
Yeah.
But traveling with friends, like, everyone wants to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And, like, finding, like, compromises and learning to collaborate. Learning to collaborate is a big one for me.
Yeah.
I feel like...
fulfills part of our iClear.
Oh, my God. Okay, but do you remember the iClear song?
There was an iClear song?
Inquiry, collaboration, learning, evidence, application. iClear. Don't forget about research.
Where? Why?
I
How?
don't remember who came up with it. I don't remember what it was a part of.
This is terrible.
Miss Martin. It was Miss Martin. It was Miss Martin.
Oh,
It was 100% Miss Martin. Shout out to Miss Martin.
Of course. Yes,
I don't know where she is, but shout out to Miss Martin. That was
Of course, I thought so. I was like, this must have been in like 6th grade. Cause I can't imagine any like high school like prose teachers.
I mean, it was 9th grade. That was
Miss
Miss Martin.
Martin?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was thinking about that other teacher we had in 6th grade.
Miss Richards?
Was that her name?
I think so.
I don't know. But you're right, Miss Martin was her 9th grade teacher.
Yeah.
Never mind, I took it all back.
It was 100% Miss Martin. But she was like super fun and super quirky all the time.
She was. Yeah. She was very strict, but she was like also really like cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've never like I don't think I ever had an English teacher I could complain about. Even Ensberg, for as like monotonous as he was, I really enjoyed his classes, and I think that it might have just not had anything to do with the teachers and everything to do with the fact that I like English. But
Yeah.
but even his class, which everybody hated, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've always had like an affinity for reading and English and all that.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, I like the stories. I just hate reading.
Yeah, I know it.
I hate investing time into a book because like you have to invest all your time.
And then it's like, will I end up liking this? Like, even after I invest all that time? I've definitely had books that I'm like, I'm going to finish it because I should finish it because I bought this book or whatever and I have to finish it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like super unsatisfied by the end and I'm like, I bought this book, I hated it, and I wasted a lot of time and I don't ever want to read again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, with that was me, like, with English classes, like the teachers would push these books, make them sound like drug dealers. They'd push these books onto me to make me read. No, and, like, I didn't enjoy them, and, like, I felt like I had to finish the homework, though,
Yeah.
and so it was, like, a chore to get through them.
Yeah.
Until, like, until my peers introduced me to, like,
Spark Notes.
Spark Notes and whatnot, and I was like, oh yeah, and
Yeah.
you know, I know this book.
Well, you know, this is funny. For as much as I liked English, I never once completed a reading assignment. I am not kidding. I like to read for pleasure, not because I'm told to.
That's so
I
fair.
enjoyed the classes, but I never read the stuff.
You know what I would have really enjoyed reading?
What?
Like movie and TV scripts.
Oh, yeah.
That would have
would've
been
great.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just like you know, being. I mean, because transferring a script into a movie is an art in itself, and may not necessarily be English. But like, there's some scripts that are amazing out there.
Yeah.
I would have so loved
And
to
I'm
read
sure,
that.
like, it could be useful in an English setting.
Yeah.
You know, like, it could be well applied.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I never completed a reading assignment.
Huh.
Yeah. And then there's, like, books that I've bought now. Sorry. That I've
Ka-ching.
bought. I'm making money, okay? Even
Make
as I
that
talk.
money.
I wish. That I've bought them now that I know that they were assigned in English, and I'm like, well, you know what? I'd like to come back and read it now without being told what day I should be reading. By what day I should have read these pages.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I don't like being told what to read and when to read it.
I
No,
just
no,
don't
no.
like being told what to do.
Exactly. I'm such a rebel. Never read my assigned books.
God no. I was
Yeah.
definitely like a goody two shoes with that, with like everything, with homework and everything.
Yeah. I wasn't. I was bad. Yeah, I was always
God.
very envious of people that turned in their notebooks like all clean and nice looking, and I did the bare minimum. Like, are the pages not falling out? Okay, we're good to go.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't and thinking back to it now, I don't understand why like notebook cleanliness was like part of like a great like.
Right?
It just seems so pointless.
I think maybe it was just to make their job easier.
Probably.
I think that's like the principle behind it. Like, it's hard for us to find stuff and grade it, so we will make you have it like the way we want it to, so it's easier for us to grade.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, I will dock you points for making my life impossible. Which, I guess. I guess.
I hated those notebooks. It was so annoying.
They were. I hated how our chemistry teacher, she would shake the notebook. And if anything fell out of it, she would dock out points. Yeah. Like, she would be, like, ruthless and shaking it. I would just be like... I bought cheap glue and...
You're not supposed to shake it!
Exactly. It will stay on if you don't shake it.
That's right. I remember cheap glue now. The catastrophes that caused.
Yeah. School. It's a wonder that I'm still in school, that I'm, like, not giving up on it.
I know.
I'm so
Kudos
strong.
to you. I could have never. As soon as, like, Trinity was over, I couldn't wait to get out. I was like, bye. I'm done.
Yeah. And here I am, just, like, drifting through. I'm just like, I'll graduate when I graduate. Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay. You've had a long day.
I've had a long week.
A long week. You've been working since 6 a.m.
True. I've been
and
up
it
since...
is currently...
I did have 9 hours of sleep last night.
Oh my God,
almost 9 hours.
But have you noticed that when you get more hours of sleep, you just get more tired?
Yep.
It's so intuitive.
You know what happens to me? If I ever get 10 plus hours of sleep, for whatever reason...
Yeah.
I get migraines.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It sounds really counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because, like, you're getting slowly, like, you need water, and, like, you're getting dehydrated, so maybe you feel more tired. That's what I've been thinking, because when I get dehydrated, I get migraines.
Oh my gosh. Maybe.
So I don't know.
I'm just glad you don't, like, suffer from, like, depression to the point where you want to stay, like, sleeping the whole day. That would be terrible.
Well, I did, like, a while ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to sleep. I just wanted to be in bed, and I couldn't get out of bed.
And you just got migraines in return for that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Oh, man. Now that I'm thinking back on it, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, same.
Damn.
Same. Yeah, I know. I remember I would, like... Sometimes I would have, like, a full day of class, and I was like, I'm not gonna do it. Anything seemed like a good excuse.
Yeah.
Like, it's too cold to get out. It's raining.
Yeah.
I didn't do my homework. What's the point?
Yeah.
I didn't study for the test. What's the point? You know, like, any excuse seemed good to stay in bed. And I would literally just, like, think about it, fall asleep, and not wake up until, like, 3 in the afternoon.
Yep.
Eat, and then cry and go back to sleep. It was so terrible.
Yeah.
And the worst of it felt that it didn't feel like I am sick, I have a problem. It felt like I am lazy and I don't deserve to, everything I have.
Yeah, I felt that it was all completely my fault.
Yeah. Like, this would be fine if we would just get up and go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's why it, like, took me ages to come clean about it to my family. Because I felt so guilty and I felt like it was my fault. That I wasn't actually sick. I was just making excuses for myself.
Yeah.
To not do a good job. So I think that's why it took me so long to actually tell my family. Because I was afraid that they would tell me exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. For me, it, like... my biggest thing was, like, I was in Europe and I was not taking advantage of it. And I was just like, how am I, like, how am I wasting this much time?
Yeah.
How am I wasting this opportunity? Like, so many people would want this opportunity. But I just couldn't do anything about it. I just, like, oh, sorry, guys. I was trying to set a timer so, like, we know when we needed to stop. And I accidentally pressed the ringtone. Okay, I think that's...
You better not have changed it from my adorable quacking noise.
No, it's not an alarm. It's just a timer.
Oh, okay. I thought you changed my ringtone.
No. But yeah, I just felt like I was wasting an opportunity in Europe. Oh, God, I hated that so much.
It's the worst. Depression is the worst thing to have, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's so confusing. It's so confusing, and it's not like you're, at least for a lot of people, it's not like, oh, I'm depressed, I know how to handle this. No, for a while, you just think you're, like, legitimately a failure that doesn't deserve shit.
Yeah.
So it's the most painful thing that you can, probably not make. I don't know. But it's super...
Emotionally painful.
To be honest.
It hurt a lot. I mean, and you know what's funny? I think mine got kickstarted when my aunt passed away. Because it was just such an intense grief.
Yeah.
And I feel like I just permanently stayed sad.
Wow. Yeah.
And you know what's fun? What triggered me in Europe?
Yeah.
My friend and I were walking back from going out to have drinks with friends. Mm-hmm. And as we were walking back, there was some, like, it was like midnight or like 1 a.m. And so, like, there was commotion inside like a bakery or like a shop or something. We're just like, what the hell is going on? And we almost ran into people wheeling like a gurney out, but like it was covered.
Oh my god.
And so I was just like, at first I was like, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. And then I was like, wait, what was that? Was that a dead body?
Oh my god.
And it freaked me the F out. I was like, oh,
yeah.
It was so much. It was.
Wow.
Oh God, yeah. And that literally, like, it freaked me out. And I think I was making jokes about it with my friend, but I was like legitimately freaked out too, to my friend. And then after that, it just like quick, like, slide down.
Yeah.
And everything, like, went from bad to worse because I was already homesick and I was already, like, just like far away from most of my friends, and I was feeling very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that just like made it take a turn for the worse, and I ended up failing because the semester was split into two quarters. I ended up either failing or almost failing one of my classes in the first semester, and then I started the second semester off really badly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very much the worst of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I feel like it's something I'd been dealing with since high school.
Mm-hmm.
That I, like, had it, but hadn't really, like, paid much mind to it, or it hadn't, like, affected me, like, in such a debilitating way.
Yeah.
I think it definitely, like, happened once I got into college. Being away from my family, and then just, like, being away from my friends. So these were, like, people that I'd known since 6th grade. For so long, I hadn't had the need to, like, meet people and form relationships.
Yeah.
And being in college, when I had no one around me that I knew, it was obvious just how much you really need to build those, like, strong connections to people, since you have, like, no one else.
Yeah.
And I found that I was just completely, like, it felt like out of my reach. Like, I could not connect with people.
Yeah.
And I think that was, like, the worst thing that happened to me, because it wasn't that, like, school was hard. I never found, like, any of my classes to be, like, too demanding or too hard. Not compared to what I'd done in high school.
Yeah.
So it was just, like, I just didn't want to, like, participate in it, I just completely closed myself off. And I think that that's definitely, like, the thing that brought me down the most. Being unable to, like, form, like, good connections to people.
Yeah.
And, having, like, no support system, basically.
Yeah, and it's funny because, like, everyone that's abroad or even in college is, like, going through similar things, because you're, like, thrust into a brand new environment, you're thrust into, like, brand new people, and you're just, like, don't know what the heck is going on. And so, like, even in abroad, like, everyone around me was so open to making, like, and don't get me wrong, I feel like I made lifelong friendships.
Yeah. But
I feel like they're not as strong as they could have been.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
if you'd been in a better, like, state of mind.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, my other friend that went to Trinity, she and her, like, hallmates, instantly like bonded and or like lifelong friends, you know, and they went like on trips together and all that.
Yeah.
But like I felt that they were my friends too, and I still feel that they were my friends. I love them like so much, but I don't feel like that like heart to heart connection.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I understand.
You know, and I wish I had that because they're amazing. They're like everyone that I met abroad was like just super amazing and super like open to the world, and it's just like not like Trinity. It was insane. It was really insane. It was really cool.
Yeah. Oh. I think it's definitely a nice quality to have, you know?
Yeah.
Being able to form good, strong friendships like easily. It's definitely something I admire in people.
Yeah.
And that I wish I could have a little more with myself. I think that maybe it's also just has to do, might not come, like, again, it might not come naturally, but maybe it's something that I could work on improving.
But I think it also might just be something with time.
What do you mean?
Because, like, I feel that I'm a person that generally makes friends pretty quickly. But, like, me and my coworkers, we didn't really get really close until, like, 3 or 4 months of me into working that job.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I started in October, and maybe in, like, February, I felt like I was, like, more a part of the group.
And you feel like that just had to do with, like, spending more time there?
Yeah, definitely. And just, like, being, like, allowing myself to be more open.
Yeah.
Allowing myself to, like, have that vulnerability, too.
Yeah.
And that's hard. That, for me, does take time.
It is hard. And I think it's scary. I think maybe that's, like, a lot... Now that you mention it, it could be, like, a lot about, you know, what my problem is with meeting people. That it's scary.
It's terrifying.
To be able to form relationships, you definitely have to...
To being able to trust people.
Trust and vulnerability. And I feel like that is something that I, like, often find. Because of my anxiety, I feel like it's something that I can't have. It's hard for me to be vulnerable and to be trusting of people.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like a part of me is always like, you're less than, you're like this, and you're not worth it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's hard for me, like, I'm afraid that people will see me the way, like, I sometimes see myself. I think that's what happens.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, God. You know, it's funny. I like the exact same things that you tell me. Like, I go through that every single time I meet someone new or, like, go on a date or whatever. Like, I, like, psych myself up. Like, the last few dates that I've been on, I would just, like, sit inside the car for, like, a hot sec. I was like, all right, it's time for me to go. Like, you know, you might feel like this right now, but in the end, it's going to be fine, and you're going to be okay, and it's going to be great, and, like, even if it doesn't turn out great, like, it's fine, like, how bad could it be? And then I'm like, well, it could actually be really bad, but, like, no, it's okay, like, it doesn't matter, like, you know, however it turns out, and I just, like, I'm talking to myself for, like, a good 5 minutes, and I'm like, all right,
yeah,
cool.
You have to, like, give yourself that pep talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely... Self-love takes a lot of practice.
It does. It really does.
It takes practice and diligence.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Last year also, I made a good friend, and she invited me to go hiking with her and, like, a couple of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that it was something I'd never, like, done. I was like, that is way too many unknown people to meet all at the same time. I can't do it. But I said yes, because I was like, how am I ever going to make friends if I, like, always just, like, say no to everything? So I was like, yes. And then, like, the night before, I was just so nervous about it. I was like, oh my God, they're going to think I'm stupid. They're going to think this. They're going to, oh my gosh, you know? And I was like, maybe I'm just going to cancel it. I'm like, I had to, like, tell myself, what is the worst thing that could happen? Like, if you make an effort to talk to these people, to be a little more involved.
Yeah.
What is the worst thing that could happen?
Yeah.
They don't like me? Okay. That's fine. I'm not, like, here to, you know, convince people to like me. Like, that's, you know, like, I'm not gonna die from it. But I have so much more to gain from it than to lose from the situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I ended up going, and I ended up having a good time. I did feel sometimes uncomfortable if I, felt like there was, like, I couldn't add
like
to
a lull,
conversation. Yeah, but in the long run, when I, like, got home, I was like, I feel good, and I'm happy that I did this. And nothing bad came from it. So, it's always just being, like, having that second voice to be like, no, you can do it. Don't listen to the little devil on your shoulder.
Yeah.
You can do it, queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me recently. I went out drinking with my cousin, and she invited her roommate, which I had already met, and I knew, so I was like, okay, cool, that's fine. Like, I'll be fine with, like, both of them, like, I know them. And then there was a third person there, one of, like, their ex-coworkers as well. I was like, okay, like, and I was completely blindsided, like, I didn't know about this till I, like, got in the car.
Oh.
And I was like, awesome, wonderful, okay. And, like, for, like, the first 15-20 minutes in the car ride, I was just like, okay, cool, great. And then, I don't know, like, it can literally take, like, just, like, one joke from me or someone to, like, just throw, like a setup, and I'll, like, grab the punchline, and then, like, it eases attention. I'm like, all right,
yeah.
awesome. I made one good joke right now. Like, we're killing this.
I'm
We're rocking
fitting
this.
into this groove, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it turned out to be a really fun night.
Yeah, exactly.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot to be gained from being open to new experiences, new
For
people.
sure. And there were definitely moments of, like, awkward silence. Like,
Yeah.
when we were just, like, sitting at a bar, like, just me and the other guy, who were just like, yeah, like, cool.
Yeah. And it's like, what do I say now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just like, all right, like, I'm just sitting with it. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
But that's the thing. It was just a moment. It didn't, like, make the whole night, you know?
No, exactly,
It was not, like, the topic, like, the problem of the whole night. Like,
yeah.
you can think of the night by the good things rather than the bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. You know what's really stressful to me, what I always find really stressful, is...
Wait, hold on. Do you want to tell us what's really stressful on the next episode of Two Lame Ducks? I mean, the Lixia and Allen show?
You're right. I think we have reached our limit.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, no, this is fine. We'll continue.
On the Lixia and Allen show.
On the Lixia and Allen show, guys. You are in the right place. Alan is wrong. Yeah.
I am. That was all me.
Yeah.
My bad. We love you guys.
This is what happens when you're like
overworked.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Two-faced bitch, I was gonna say, but okay. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. We love you.
Have a good night.